What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Orioles Today, and as always, I am Sean Ferguson. Thank you so much for tuning in to this latest episode here on the channel. And if you are a fan of this episode, please mash that like button down at the bottom. And if you're a fan of this content, please subscribe to the channel. Get yourself daily notifications for all of these daily video drops. And thank you so much. Again, I'm going to continue to say it, but thank you so much for all the continued love and support this channel has gotten. It is a newer channel, but you guys are the reason why it has been able to get off the ground, up and running as fast as it has. So thank you guys so much for that. And it is Casual Friday. So I am rocking the 2014 Committed to Be More Orioles postseason shirt. Oh, what a time that was. Swept the Tigers in the ALDS, make it all the way to the ALCS just to get swept by the Royals. But it's okay. Just being there was terrific. I remember back, I lived in a town called Holly Springs here in North Carolina and watched every game against the Tigers in a bar near my house. Just a great sports bar there, and it was just a great atmosphere. Even in North Carolina, the O's were loved in in that area. So 11 years later, hopefully the Orioles can get back to glory. We had a great couple of years, and then the postseason, it has not been great. And then last year we just missed out on the postseason altogether. So hopefully, yes, it has been a quiet offseason, but I think moves are going to be made and we're going to get there. We're going to get back there. And that's kind of another part of what I want to get into today. But before I get into that, it is award time this time of year. And an award that was handed out a couple of days ago was the Cy Young for both the American League and the National League. And that's not the main part I want to get into. Paul Skeens winning the National League. And then again, Scooble was able to win the American League, Cy Young again. But I wanted to talk about our boy, Trevor Rogers. He received one fifth-place vote, and Whip-de-Doo was a fifth-place vote. But I'm not going to go into great detail about his story just because I believe I did go over it a couple of days ago. But what a just a career bounce back he had. And to go from where he was a year ago to actually receiving a fifth-place vote in the American League Cy Young Award race is unbelievable. So happy for him. And just a quick update with it. He wasn't eligible to be in a lot of the categories for league leaders because he did not play the entire season and didn't play enough games in the big leagues. He started the year in the minors because he was dealing with an injury, recovering from a knee injury. So when he did come back, he had to do rehab stints in the minor leagues. And then when he was eventually called up to the majors, he eventually did have 18 starts, but again, wasn't enough to get qualified for the league leader categories. But it finished 9-3 with a 1.81 ERA and 103 strikeouts over 109 and 2/3 innings. And I mean, coming to us in that trade for Stowers and Norby when it looked like a loss for us and a win for them massively, he came over with an ERA north of 4.6. It made no sense, and he struggled something terrible when he first came to us and then injuries. But just to have the complete career bounce back that he did last year, to have one of the best pitching seasons since Jim Palmer in the Baltimore Orioles franchise history, it was just great to see. Happy for him. And hopefully, if we don't go out and get a proven ace and a guy that's going to be that ace and we're going to pay him that money, hopefully Trevor Rogers can step into that next year for us. But super happy for Trevor Rogers. And it was great to see that he was able to get a Cy Young vote, even though we knew he wasn't going to win it. And that's not the point, just the fact that he was showing some appreciation for what he was able to do. So good for him, man. And the Orioles have announced another coach hire. It is the third coach hire under brand new manager Craig Albernaz. You had Dustin Lin named the new lead hitting coach, and then Jason Bourgeois, he was named the new first base coach, replacing Anthony Sanders. And we now have a new bench coach. That is going to go to Mr. Donnie Ecker. Donnie Ecker is taking over for Robinson Chirinos. And if you look at it this way, this will be the third bench coach in the last 3 years for Baltimore, as Chirinos spent just 1 year as the Orioles bench coach. And then Freddie Gonzalez spent it from 22 to 24. So in 24, you had Gonzalez. 25, you had Chirinos. And coming up for the 2026 season, it will be Donnie Ecker. Ecker, 39 years old, and another guy that is tied to Albernaz. They do have ties together. They spent the 2020 and 2021 seasons together on the San Francisco Giants coaching staff. But Ecker is another guy, former big leaguer. He was a draft pick by the Texas Rangers, I believe, back in 2007. And he started his coaching career professionally back in 2015 and big league coaching career back in 2019. So it is a little newer for him, but he's been around. He started, once he left playing, he started coaching in high school and again worked his way up to the professional ranks in the minors in 2015 and then the big leagues back in 2019. And again, he is officially the third new hire for this Craig Albernaz coaching staff. And there are rumors out there about if certain coaches are going to come back. Nothing is set in stone yet, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. And you guys can go ahead and look into that as well. But as soon as that's made official of who might be coming back and who might not, I'll get more into, because there are rumors about who might be coming back, but they don't know where they're going to put them. But we know for a fact that you have your brand new manager in Craig Albernaz, you have a new lead hitting coach, you have a first base coach, and now a new bench coach in Donnie Ecker. So the staff continues to fill out for the Orioles, which is good, as I do believe free agency is really going to start to pick up after a quiet start. So having a coaching staff already there before you start bringing these players in, it's only going to help things. And talking about players that you could bring in, two guys, or actually it's going to be three, that I want to talk about today are going to be on the trade side. Trade rumors are swirling about. And of course, with everyone talking about how aggressive that the Orioles seem like they are going to be this offseason, one guy that people are talking about is a veteran of the sport, and that is Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray has... This isn't a new rumor. Sonny Gray has been rumored to be the Cardinals wanting to trade him away for the last couple seasons. I believe, honestly, it started back last offseason. And the 36-year-old vet has a no-trade clause in his contract, so that is going to make it more difficult to get him, because it's going to have to be a 1-2 for him as well as the Cardinals. And Sonny Gray made it known last offseason that he wanted to stay in St. Louis, but now he's been a little more vocal about, all right, if I do get traded, I wouldn't mind going to a winner. So if the Orioles are proving that they are going to actually contend this year, be good this year, go all in this year, and have a complete turnaround season, Sonny Gray might be a guy that would want to come over if the Cardinals and Orioles were able to come to an agreement on a contract. He's 36 years old. He's coming off a 14-8 season with a 4.28 ERA. He had 201 strikeouts to go with it. But again, a little bit of a tricky situation, as you have the no trade clause by him, and also he has $35 million coming his way next year, and then he has a $30 million club option for 27. Now, if the Orioles and Cardinals just hypothetically come to a deal, this could be something where the Cardinals would have to eat. And I don't think it's just the Orioles. Wherever he goes, if the Cardinals do trade him and he waives his no-trade clause and he goes to another team, the Cardinals are going to have to eat a lot of that salary. I just don't see, with his age and his regression, that a team is going to eat all $35 million next year with that $35 million club option the year after. And if that is the case, I could see the Orioles being interested. I don't see them being interested to bring him in to pay that entire salary. And I just don't think that's realistic for wherever he goes. But he's not going to come in and be an ace for the organization. If that is an option that the Orioles go, if the money is right, seeing what the Cardinals will eat of that salary, it could be a guy you could put in the back end there, middle to back end of the rotation, considering what else you go after in free agency. So that's just something to keep in mind. Sonny Gray is a possibility. He is someone that is being rumored in the trade market right now, and is willing at the moment, from what he has said, to be more interested in it if he's able to go to a contender. He's just at that point in his career where he wouldn't mind winning before it's all said and done. And two other guys, bats-wise, is the Orioles. Yes, they need pitching. And Mike Elias came out and said it too. The Orioles need starting pitching. They need bullpen help, especially in the back end, but they need an outfield bat as well. The Orioles outfield was ranked one of the worst in the entire league last year. Granted, injuries played a big part of that, but it was just bad. And I'm really hopeful a lot of these young guys out there, especially like Colton Cowser and Dylan Beavers, I'm hopeful that the experience is coming and they can pick it up and have a better season next year for the Orioles. but it would not hurt to go out and get a bat, which I think the Orioles are going to do. And I know I've talked about it. I don't think you're going to see Bellinger or Tucker. I just think the money is too rich there for what the Orioles are going to want to spend. And I think they're going to be outnumbered by a few of these bigger teams that are willing to spend that money and have it as well. I think they're going to be outnumbered by them. But there's some other guys that the Orioles could go get and afford, and that's through trades, because Mike Elias also said, after he pointed out the Orioles' biggest needs, that, hey, yeah, we do have that farm system, and we do have guys that we could go out and get via the trade because we have so much to offer when it comes to the farm system. And one of those guys is Jarren Duran from the Boston Red Sox. This is really cool. His name's being floated all around just because of how much that young core in Boston is. And he's a great addition to the Red Sox, but his name is being floated out there right now. I wouldn't mind grabbing Duran. He's only 29 years old. He had a really good season last year. His bat dipped a little last year compared to the a year before, but again, with how just bad our outfield play was, he would be a spark plug that you could put in that lineup and put in the outfield as well. And he's coming off 256 season. He has 16 home runs, 41 doubles, 13 triples, and 24 stolen bases. I would love to have that on the roster, and just someone with his energy as well. He's a guy that is also very appealing because he has 2 years left of team control. That is big in the trade market. The Orioles could get him cheap with 2 years of team control on him to give them more time to try to work out an extension. If he continues to play well, an extension is something they want to give him. So if he does go somewhere, I would love the Orioles to be that team where he lands. Again, it all plays into how aggressive they start to become in free agency. And if it continues to be quiet, it would make sense if some of these trades start to happen. And that is one guy the Orioles could be looking at. And another, who I'm bringing up because his name is being floated out there in the trade rumor world, that's Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. And he's a little bit of a different story. I would love to have him as well. He'd be a great center field option, a great big power bat. And the thing about Duran is you would be adding another lefty bat to the lineup, but a righty bat by Buxton would be brought in. And he's a guy who crushed, I believe it was 35 home runs last year to go with 83 RBIs, 129 hits. He hit 264. And I mean, he'd be a great addition. The only issue with him is he's 31 years old, so he's 2 years older than Duran. He's not crazy old by any means, but the upper hand that Duran has on him is 2 years younger and has 2 years of team control. When you look at Buxton, who's 2 years older and is in the middle of a big 7-year, $100 million contract. So the Orioles will be bringing in a big contract. And it just depends on if the comments about how much they're willing to spend are going to become true. And that just really depends on who they're going to go after. So if they're looking to go after guys that are cheaper and they have team control over for the next couple years, Duran is the way to go. But if they're looking for a big bat that they could put in that lineup, that would make a difference. And as a bat that the Orioles could use right now, they could go after a guy like Buxton in a trade. But he is another guy that has a no trade clause, so he would have to accept the terms to go to Baltimore. And I don't know where his head at when it comes to wanting to stay in Minnesota, but I know he's being rumored around as Minnesota could be shopping a few of their players, just like St. Louis was with Sonny Gray, and just how it looks like possibly Boston is with Duran. So only time will tell, but those are some names that I've been hearing about in the trade rumor world. And again, only time will tell what happens, but I'm excited. November 18th is right around the corner. I really do believe that soon after that, you are going to start seeing a lot of these moves pop off with the qualifying offer period ending and players having to choose if they want to sign or decline. And then I think it's going to get real. And with that, please continue to view this channel. And thank you for viewing this latest episode. It really does mean a lot. If you like this video, please mash that like button down to the bottom. Subscribe to the channel. Get yourself daily notifications for all of these daily video drops. It really does mean a lot, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support for the channel. This is Orioles Today. I am Sean Ferguson. I'll see you guys next time, and let's go O's.